Hello, this is Wins here, and in today's video I want to cover some things about Wuthering Waves. So right now we're currently in week 2 of the game. A lot of players like me are currently in the spot where we're starting to really start leveling our characters, start doing Pokemon farming or Echo farming. And there are a couple of things that I've noticed that like people accidentally mislooked. I've mislooked some of these too, and the game doesn't really clearly state them that well. And I think it's like things that could be easily mislooked for other players as well. So I kind of wanted to discuss those things and kind of like help spread that information more to other players. So it's not really gonna be a scripted video or anything like that. It's kind of just more so me going over these things and just informing people as quickly as possible. Because I definitely made this mistake. I want to help other people try not to avoid this mistake as much as possible too, for all things, to basically help better your account and make it a little bit more of a smoother transition, understanding more of those complicated things in the game. So without further ado, let's get into it. Like I said, basically not really gonna be that much edited or really scripted. It's kind of just talking about my thoughts. But let's get this started, shall we? Okay, so starting with tip number 1, which would be the biggest thing I think a lot of people have overlooked by accident, would be enhanced drop rates for echoes. So every week we have a set number of drops that we can get. It will increase our enhanced drop rate for those set echoes, I should say, but only applies for the different boss echoes that are considered Calamity and I believe Overlord as well. So if, let's say for example you go into your data bank, and we have the whole entire list of different echoes here. So you see this one's like a common class echo, common class. But then when we start getting to like the higher ones, we have like elite, and then we get to like Overlord. So Overlord echoes, and I think it's Calamity, right? Overlord and Calamity. So these echoes in particular are the ones that have enhanced drop rates when you run them. And we have a particular set that is guaranteed to have an enhanced drop rate during the week. And it resets every week. I believe it resets every Monday. Someone can correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. So when we come over to, I think it's on the data bank as well. So when we come over to the data bank, it's going to be on the bottom left here. Now, as you see here, basically, I just got recently the Echo 15, so I can now get 5-star echoes. Now, I didn't realize this at the start of the week, and I saw a Twitter post about it. Oh, actually, okay, that works out. I guess they fixed the issue with the resetting too. So, as you see here, the target classes are Overlord and Calamity Echoes. So anytime that I'll go fight an Overlord or Calamity Echo, it will give me a chance to get an enhanced drop rate for it. And when I get it, it increases the counter. So I have 15 chances. Well, 15 remaining chances for that enhanced drop rate. Now it's not going to guarantee me a 5-star because I'm 3070 right now for my Echo Bank, and that will increase further when I get this to 17, I believe. So yeah, so 17 would be 50-50 split, and then 19 would be 80%, and it'd be just 80-20. So I have a higher chance of getting those 5-star echoes at the higher percent. So 17 would probably be my most comfort spot to do for the enhanced regard. But now I'm just yapping. So what I suggest to everybody, at least early on, if you're already in the position where I'm at, you want to at least get these done before the week is out. But if you feel as though you can hit Echo level 17 in this week, if you're not there already, I strongly recommend you pushing Echo level 17 and then trying to do this. If you don't think you can get it done this week, of course, go ahead and do it. Just take your bet with the 30-70 split. But regardless, in either scenario, you should be taking advantage of this. Even if you don't think you can get to 15 at least, you're still guaranteed at least that 4-star rating. I wouldn't really suggest leveling them that much, or very, very little for the 4 stars, because eventually you will work on those 5-star echoes. But these would be the ones that I think you should really just basically, well, not really like the ones you'd be focusing on, but the ones that, how do I want to word this? This is the one that you basically want to really keep your eye on, and this will basically be like a big help towards your account. Okay, and now going into tip number 2, which most people know about this. I don't think some people know about this, but I don't. And some people I've spoken to before knew about it, but didn't know you can swap it. or you just didn't know about it at all. So of course we all know about basically all the different utilities we have. We have basic grapple, sensor, levitate. Those are the most common, but a lot of people also don't know is that you have also utilities for other options too. Like for example, Loot Mapper, which is basically a tool you can use to help you find supply chests around the map. All you have to do, and I think I might just have one sitting on the map somewhere. Let's say real quick, I just go somewhere random. Let's see, like right over here. And mind you, I've not really completed like my whole entire map just yet, so there's probably still things just lying around. Most of my exploration is around like the 40s roughly for almost everything. Right, everything else is kind of like almost kind of there. Yeah, so most of my stuff is like within the 40s basically. I think like the new areas I'm not really that close. So let's say, let me just go out somewhere random real quick. Oh, that's perfect. I literally have a treasure just sitting right here. Okay, so let's say I go to like the loot mapper. I set one out. It then marks everything in the vicinity that is a visible treasure chest. Now let me put more emphasis on that. It's a visible treasure chest. So any chests that are invisible, like hiding out under a rock or anything like that, it's not going to show. So anything visible, like the green symbol that's sitting out there, that's considered a chest. Any other like actual regular box chests will also show up as well. And you can set up, I believe, up to 3 of these. So I would definitely take advantage of these whenever possible. Like just basically set one out. You don't have, and it doesn't disappear when you leave out the vicinity. It will stay on the map. I'm not sure it will disappear after you log out, but it'll stay on the map as long as it's there till you take it off. And then if you want to just take it off, you just click on it and you just hit remove at any time. You don't have to be within this vicinity. So this easily helps out with you finding particular chests, or you want to if you're basically like going to be like me eventually, and don't want to go look at every nook and cranny in the map. You just pull up a guidebook or like someone that's already mapped up all the locations. You just go to that location, drop the loot mapper, and it'll tell you you've got those treasure chests already. And now you just have to find them. Now starting with tip number 3. If you're like me currently right now, where basically you're kind of like getting into fleshing out your characters a little bit, trying to find like a particular team or something that you want to work towards. Personally, you should be focusing on your characters, like leveling up your main DPSs first. And I really want to emphasize this. You should be leveling your main DPSs first, and then your support should be your secondaries. And what I mean by this is, now I'm going to use this as like a hypothetical. I'm not sure like how much you can get done for a guitar to like up to like 70, 80, something like that in like 2 weeks. Or they have a team ready by then. But I do know it takes a lot, and I mean a lot of materials and time to get a character's level. So ideally you want to at least focus on maybe at least 1 or 2 teams as far as for your like tower adversity if you're going for that. But you don't want to like spread out between 8 different characters and then basically, okay, well I got team 1, team 2, team 3, team 4, team 5, team 7, and then team 12 just in case like team 7 doesn't work out. You want to find a good shell that you will work with and kind of stick to that. And the easiest way for that, it's gonna be you're unfortunately going to have to do your own research at that point. I can't tell you like what characters and stuff you want to run, because it's what you like. You want to run what you like. It doesn't have to be the best characters too. Like basically everybody's running Kelcharo or Echo, and then basically running a basically a Verena, and then either like Swanha support or Mortefi support, something like that. Or you told Genuine, you're just running Mortefi, etc. It just comes down to what you have and taking the time to research and figure out, is this what I want to work towards? Because at the end of the day, it's about your account and what you want to have fun with. I'm just here just giving you more so advice. I just think most people should be focused on 1 or 2 teams. You plan on taking a tower diversity and kind of sticking to that. So like right now, on my account, I have Ling Yang, Swanha, and Verena. That's gonna be basically my like set team for now. When I finish the beginner, my beginner selector is going to be Kelcharo, and he's going to be like basically my other option for basically my primary DPS. but I already have an idea like what I want to work towards. It might not be the greatest team, but the best, but based on what I've seen, the things I want to do and what I can do, this is basically what I want to work towards. Now, to achieve that, this week is roughly going to be me like ascending my primary DPSs, basically going to be Ling Yang, and when I eventually finish getting Kelcharo, and then my supports are going to be following for that. Like, so for example, I want to push Ling Yang to at least around 70. Swanha is probably going to be following up around within that ballpark. She's not like my main DPS, she's going to be like my sub DPS. Verena, I'm probably going to keep at this level because she's just my support. I basically really just need her to get her buff up, get her healing if I need her healing as well. It's basically just more so because the whole entire idea with Tower Adversity is that you just want to clear as fast as possible. The more damage you deal, the faster your clears are going to be. Hence also meaning that the less healing you should need. But at that point you need more healing, you know, that's just learning, skill issues, stuff, etc. I'm not getting into that. So my plan right now is to focus on the team that I want to level, get my main DPS level, get my sub DPS as close as I possibly can to my main DPS, and then my supports are slowly following afterwards. I think that's basically what would be a good idea to follow, and it makes it easier to accumulate your resources and not spread them out too much and drive yourself too thin into your account moving forward. Now, when you get your first teams and stuff set up and everything, after you get like a little flow going, you can get your easily adversity clears and stuff whenever they roll them through, you know, etc., etc. Then at that point, it gets easier for you to build other characters that you want to build. Like for example, I want to play Danjin. I have her just sitting at 40. I love using her. Her kit's really fun. It challenges me in terms of different fights and stuff too. And she's also just so cute. But I'm gonna have to place that on hold. When I get around to leveling her, I'll gladly level her max out and stuff right now, but it's just not my main focus. So I think just even if, and then for example, like you want Danjin to be your main DPS, you could do that too. It's just finding out what you want to play and what is fun to you and what can you drive to push your account further and further, and what do you want as that angle. That's the most important part, and I think that's the biggest thing a lot of players need to pretty much kind of figure out within this like week, during this week, is finding like what you want to run, because once you do that, you already set your goal for what you need to be pushing for your account. Like say for example, like Ling Yang, he's level 50. I already have stuff sitting at 3 right now. I just need to also increase his other bonuses too. So basically I just need to follow my main goal is going to be Ascension materials and stuff and everything for him for this week. And then Swanha would be probably the following week, something like that, the following couple of days, depending on how my Ascension materials and stuff goes, how my bank account's looking as far as like credits, which is probably not going to be a lot once I go through these characters. But that's just the main ideas. Get at least one, if not 2 teams. I have an idea of at least 1 or 2 teams by then. So starting with tip number 4, we're going off the Echo Bank as well. Another thing I'll probably suggest too is to save the echoes that you have. Like basically, because you can combine old echoes and then get them for new ones. I would say to hold off on using those until you can at least guarantee your 5 stars. Even then, I'll probably still say to hold off on them. At least you get to at least rank 17. Because at that point, as you see here, your possible results, you can either get an elite class echo or like a common class. But there's still, you have possible results of a 5-star. I would wait till you get to rank 17 at least for your Echo Bank. So that way you can still get that 50-50 split for them. You have better chances when you improve your odds of getting 5 stars. Instead of just basically doing it now, where basically, let's say for example, if I just hit auto select, boom, data merge. I now have a 4-star Echo. And I also got an extra one on top of that too. Now, that being said, as you know, right now I'm 70-30 on my 5 stars. I have a lot, well, I might not have a lot compared to like other people, but I have a decent amount of basically like the lower ranked echoes. So why not hold these So I have a better chance of my 50-50 split of getting those elite class echoes, or basically those 5 stars. I stress strong because there's no reason for you to be starting to throw them around away now, because like I said, there's a lower chance right now for you to get them, and then on the lower spectrum of the echoes, you can't get 5 stars at all. So honestly, I think you should hold on to them to 17 and just kind of like splurge them in, because you're just not going to need 2 3-star echoes. At that point, you should have at least a decent healthy pool of 4 stars, and even then, if you get a lot more 4 stars than 5, at least you have 4-star echoes to put onto your characters. It might not be the stats that you want, but something to start with. So I think you should basically definitely do that. Then falling forward, it just gives you better odds and just better chances of getting the better echoes than what you have now. Because there's basically like any gacha game, your characters stuff are just gonna be shit. Unless you're just basically like a god, or you've been whaling and the account just pouring money into the game daily resets and stuff like that. Your echoes and stats are gonna be shit. Unless you're just being lucky and just sacking stuff. That's just, it is what it is. That's the life we live as people that play gacha games. So why not better your chances of getting those specific equipment for your characters? Save your echoes to Databank 17. Keep pushing for basically just farming it, and like I said before, you also have to enhance drop rate too from like your calamities and your overlords. So you're just getting more bang for your buck by just sitting around, just basically sitting on those and waiting till you can actually guarantee you get your 50-50 split between. Even better if you're basically pushing towards 80, basically like 80-20. So you want to do it at 17 and take that chance, that's fine. I think it's anywhere between 17, or if you can at least get to 19 where you get the even 80-20, that works too. It's whatever you feel comfortable with and what you're trying to push with. I think 17 is fine, but the end goal should be at least be 19, so you just have a better split from that. But definitely save the lower rarity echoes, because they're definitely worth the long run at the end. And then now, last but not least, tip number 5. And this I saved last, only because at the end of the day, my words aren't final. No one's content creator's words is going to be final for what you're trying to build towards for your account. At the end of the day, it's still your decisions, obviously. This is just, and then at the end of the day, like, again, I could still be wrong for a lot of things too. But as my biggest thing as far as just always go to other content creators, get your research, figure out the things that you want to build, what you want to work towards, because everyone has different opinions. And I stress this, the biggest thing as far as like when it comes to gacha games, because basically those decisions can make or break accounts in the long run. So I always say just do some extensive research, look into a particular character, what they do, what they're strong with, what characters work for them. If that's really what something you want to push for, you're kind of just casual, just playing the game for you just pulling characters what you like, that's also fine too. But for those like really pushing, basically like trying to figure things out for the game, and for like any other game, it's just research and just understanding, knowing what works and what doesn't work. And of course, like, mistakes are going to happen, but as long as you're learning from those mistakes and understanding how they happen, it also works too. But I cannot stress this enough, is basically just always do your research when it comes to making these decisions or things that you're not unsure of. Like I said before, if you're not unsure, basically like, or if you're unsure, basically like this character does this thing in particular, you know, what builds and stuff you like, what echoes and stuff you want to get. That information is out there. There's discords, there's videos, other content creators, like basically Braxophone, there's Google Certified is probably gonna be doing videos maybe for Wuthering Waves, I don't know, but like those are basically just 2 names just off my head that basically, you know, they do content for these games, for gacha games. Matter of fact, I think Braxophone just dropped a video for Yin Yan just not too long ago. I just pushed the hell out of that name, Jesus Christ. But yeah, but you get my point that I'm saying. Look into those information from content creators, look into information from community. There are always going to be people that are willing to help you figure out what these things are, what you want to look into, what you want to consider. But it just takes the time, and you just putting that time aside, like it doesn't have to be like a day or something like that. It could be like 5, 10, 15 minutes just to read something, just figure out, get a light idea and just move on with it. But it still just comes down to, like, you know, just making sure that you understand what you're getting into before you make that leap off the cliff, more or less. But if anything, I hope this information helped you guys out. I'm planning on basically releasing another video. I'm going to actually release a new video next week that's going to actually be a bit more scripted and a little bit more editing towards it as well, in terms of what I think are my pros and cons with the game right now, and things I'm kind of want to see change or possibly improved on too, because everybody's having those opinions right now. I think the more we get those opinions out there, the better, because obviously if we can tell that the devs are definitely listening to us, that's fantastic, and I want to help to get this information out there for what I think about too. So then of course as well, I would like to see if you like the video and you enjoyed the content, consider leaving a comment based on things you think I can improve as far as these videos, or things that you think that I probably missed, and also your own pros and cons about the game too, because I would definitely want to look into those pros and cons and then possibly add them to my video for the next week as well. And in terms of I think it's something that's justified, you know, something that can be criticized, and give positive feedback to the devs, or constructive criticism towards the devs as well. Because no matter how small our voices are in regards to that, the more people saying it, the more it's easy to be recognized. And I want to keep pushing that towards basically whatever I can do, even as like a small content creator as myself. It's still something being added to that pool, and I want to be part of that pool to keep pushing that. But otherwise, without further ado, that's gonna be like the end of this video here. Like I said, it'll be sometime next week that I'll be having that video out for you guys. If you like the comment and if you like the content, excuse me, if you like the content and you want to see more from me as far as basically that, you can also follow my stream, which is twitch.tv/7wins. Link will be in the description as well. And also subscribe to the YouTube channel too. I'll be releasing more Wuthering Waves content in the future. Also other things too. Still trying to like figure that out here and there, but definitely that video will be coming to you guys sometime next week. Otherwise, I'll see you guys next time. Bye!